Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. It's Cherika Brown, of course, and we're on another episode of Cherika Be Talking, because I be talking quickly, y'all. I just want to mention that I am still available for coaching. I have it at an affordable price right now. My link is in my description in order to book a coaching session, whether it's for you to talk about family, friends, relationships, any personal situations or personal goals that you're trying to accomplish and you need an accountability partner. I'm here to help you. Just click that link, book a session, and we'll set you up with the plan for success. Thank y'all so much for rocking with me. Thank you for liking and subscribing and sharing my content and my videos. And there's more to come. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate y'all for all of your support. Now, today's topic I'm going to do is just based on fathers and just Father's Day coming up. It's so ironic because I thought of this particular topic when I was at American Deli, and like I think of topics like all day, every day on what to teach on, whether it's when I'm talking to people, giving friends or family advice, or simply just interacting in the real world. But I never record because it's like I'm not in a setting to record what's exactly on my mind at the time. So sometimes I just jot down, like, don't forget to talk about this or talk about that, just something brief so that I can remember the topic, because so much goes on in my life that I forget what I need to talk about. And I can talk every day, all day, and teach these lessons, because life is a lesson and a blessing, and we learn things every day along our way. But today I just wanted to honor my father. Now, I do want to say shout out to all of the dads out there, all of the fathers out there. We do appreciate y'all, and y'all are needed in the house, and y'all make families complete. So shout out to everybody that's doing their part and stepping up as a man, completing those households. Now, I just want to say how grateful I am for having the opportunity to grow up with my daddy, because growing up in a household with my dad has always made me feel like a sense of protection. I've always felt protected. My daddy is everything that I would think that God would want a man to be to his father in the earthly world or the earthly realm. Whether my dad is physically with me or not, I can always feel his presence, if that makes sense. It's like almost like our godly father. We know that he's always watching us. It's like even when my dad isn't in the house and I'm interacting with my mom, I have to know that they talk about everything together. So I consider when he is here, when he does get here, when she does tell him what happened, that there will be consequences. So I think that brings a level of respect just for a man being in a household that is quite frankly needed. I do a lot of things alone, being that I'm a loner by nature. So when I am out getting food or at a grocery store, I'm constantly like paying attention to my surroundings. And anytime I feel like a man could be on funny business, because like, you know how men move in the world, they just seem weird. Like, I don't know if you're looking at me because you want to talk to me, or because you're going to kidnap me, or if you're going to try something. But I always think to myself, like, you better not try it. You don't want to do it, because you don't even want to go there with my dad. It's like we look at our dad as if he has superpowers, or he's a superhero. I be thinking, like, for your safety, you might not even want to try me, because I hate to see what will happen to you. Like, it's just, you hold your dad at a high standard, and it is a good thing growing up like with that father that makes you feel protected, a sense of protection, because ultimately that is what part of a man's role is, to make you feel safe and protected. So I love that. For me, even as grown as I am, almost 30, my dad is like a superhero. He's like our problem solver, and there's not anything that he can't do in our eyes. Ultimately, I live a life of little to no stress because of his sacrifices, along with my mother's, of course. But this particular segment is to honor my father. So I do want to point that out, that it's because of my daddy's sacrifices that I don't stress as much. And it's in a good way. It could be interpreted negative if you don't have ambition and drive to go out and get things on your own, which I struggle with that sometimes, but I live a life of comfortability. I'm comfortable and I'm pleased and I'm happy in life because of my dad's sacrifices. And for that, I'm forever grateful for him. I've heard that I hear some people say that women who grew up without fathers sometimes have a false sense of what to expect in a man that we date. But honestly, I completely disagree. Although my daddy is like our superhero, I come from a very authentic family. And I, along with my sisters, I think can agree that we have witnessed personality quirks, growth periods, and learning experiences that my daddy has had to face. We are very well aware that he is human, but it doesn't take that away. It doesn't take away from the fact that he is the best daddy in our eyes, and his leadership and positivity affect us in a good way, because a standard has to be set for the treatment that we require. And I believe he does a good example in basically setting that standard or raising that bar for us. And it's only in a positive light. It's not in a negative way. Like, we understand that our dad isn't perfect and we don't expect anyone to be perfect, but we expect you to be worth it, like worth our time, worth our efforts, worth our energy. We understand that because we had a good example. It's not an unrealistic example when you come from a very authentic, open, and honest family. We talk all the time. We have family discussions. We pour our heart out. If we feel in some type of way, we don't bite our tongue. We don't hold back. We come from a family where everybody is very opinionated, strong-minded, strong-willed. So everything ain't always, oh, we all agree, we all in love, it's sometimes like, I disagree, I don't. And we're very strong, like, I don't agree because this, that, and that, and that. And it's like, let the other person talk. So we have very realistic expectations, I think, of the world. But outside looking in, people who possibly didn't grow up with a dad or son would think like, oh, they're not realistic because they're looking at their dad as this perfect person and they don't know what he's done to his mom, to their mom, or this and that. But at the end of the day, we know that our dad is a different person. He could be a different person in a relationship as opposed to him being a father. Who he is in a relationship doesn't take away from him being a father. But we've seen good things happen because our dad take care of our mom. And I mean, the proof is in the pudding. Happy wife, happy life. You can tell that a woman is happy based on how much she glows. So that's neither here nor there, but it doesn't take away from who he is as a father to us and what we've seen as him as a good husband to our mom. Nobody knows everything about anybody, so I never understand those debates. It always sounds a little bitter to me, like, what you mean, like we have an unrealistic expectation? No, our expectation is pretty realistic because we saw it done. Like, we have seen the behind the scenes. I could go even as far as to joke like I do with my daddy and say that he showed us what we possibly can't deal with as well. Being able to witness a marriage behind closed doors teaches us as our parents' children a lot too. For example, my daddy and I, we act a lot alike. Both of us, we don't get too deep into horoscopes, but we're both Scorpios. I was born October 26th. He was born on the 31st, on Halloween Day. So imagine how much we act just alike. And you know how they say we typically, quote unquote, bump heads with people that we act just alike because we done met somebody that are just like us, so it don't really blend together. It bumps, but you know how they go. So we have debates, and it taught me that I would like a man who is more gentle and easygoing than I am, because me and my dad, we're very strong, we're very opinionated, and we say basically whatever comes to our mind. And it's because of my parents' dynamic and my relationship with my daddy that I realized why opposites attract romantically. And that is not the best idea to get with someone just like me. It makes me really realize, okay, me and him can bump heads about a specific debate because we both want to be right. We both doing this, we both doing that. And then it makes you laugh about it at the end when you go back and think about it, because you be like, I ain't agree because I act just like him. we were going in circles because we act just alike. So him and my mama are like polar opposites, and that's why they blend good. They're a great team. Like everything they do together, I just sit back sometimes and be like, they are a great team. Like they're just so perfect for each other because they're opposites in a way. Even though they come from the same type of neighborhood, they have similar backgrounds and everything. Their personalities are polar opposites. Like they think differently when it comes to certain situations or problem solving, and it just makes them perfect for one another. Whereas me and my daddy, we think the same. We on the same page. We on the same like thinking like somebody trying to get over on us. If I'm thinking he probably trying to get over on me, he thinking I'm trying to get over on him. How is that gonna work? It's like your opponents at that point. You're not even teammates. So romantically, I've learned that opposites truly attract. Now, most importantly, having my dad in my life taught me that I want to be married to my children's father, and I don't want to raise my children alone. Of course, life happens and we cannot control other people's actions or other people's decisions. So anything can happen, but as far as I'm able to control myself, I am doing what it takes to try and satisfy what I want out of life while still being prayed up so that I am prepared for whatever curveballs life may throw my way. Like I said, we're very realistic. But yeah, that was just my thought. Like, wow, I'm so thankful for my daddy because he is a great daddy and he's a great example. And I hope that I can marry a man that fits me just like my mama was able to, and that my children can admire and look up to and set a standard, and the man be a good example for my children, because it is important to me when picking who I want to spend the rest of my life with. Not only am I satisfied, but like if I was to have children with this man, would I want my son to act just like him, or would I be okay with my daughter dating someone like him? And I want those answers to be yes. So I'm always thinking of the future, and if a man isn't a good example for you and your children, it may not be the good man. And I think oftentimes when even picking a little boyfriend or somebody that you are dating at the moment, people don't think about those type of things, like what type of person will this man be, not only with financial support but emotional support, mental. Like you have to have an all-around man, not just a provider, but he has to be able to provide you with things other than finances. And you want that type of man that is a man of God, and a man that God called to be a leader, to not only lead you but lead your children and lead your family. And that's a very important decision to make in your life. And of course, nobody's perfect, but you definitely got to choose the person that is worth it. And my dad was definitely worth it, and I'm forever grateful for him, and I'm thankful for the example that he has been in my life. And I hope y'all enjoyed this segment. Happy Father's Day to all of the fathers. I hope y'all have a very special day. And remember, y'all are needed in the households, and y'all are needed in families, and we appreciate y'all. Y'all know I'll be back because I be talking. Peace.